Hello everybody, welcome to another Ranger Auto video. Today we're working on our service vehicle, which is our 97 Ford Escort. And we're doing a fuel filter video. Yep, this is what we've got. We've got a fuel filter. This is what it looks like when you get it. Make sure it's got the clips on the end. If it don't, you're going to have to go get clips. Part number for this one is right there. And what you're going to need to do this is you're going to need a right angle pick, like this one here. You're going to need a drain pan. You're going to need a screwdriver, flathead preferred for the top clip. You can use one like this. And then you're going to need I believe it's an 8mm socket on a quarter drive ratchet for the clamp. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Now this will apply to 91 to 03 Escort all models, including the ZX2. This is what we got right here. Now the reason we're changing is because it's supposed to be changed every 60,000 miles, but we've still got time on this one. However, we were up on a trip to Indianapolis last weekend, and we were coming off the highway, and we were sitting waiting on a traffic light, and it died on us. So thankfully we were able to get it pushed out of the area, and we let it sit flat for a few minutes, started right back up, got back home, everything was great. So because I didn't get any fuel tank codes or fuel pump codes, I decided it might be time for a fuel filter change since I haven't done it in a while. Normally I do fuel filters every couple years, just because we've got really crappy gas around here and it'll tear up a fuel filter. Plus the longevity of your fuel pump is important. Since this one's underneath the back seat, it's a little bit of a pain in the neck. Alright, so looking straight down, you can see the fuel filter. It sits on the firewall on this car. You've got your upper hose right there, your lower hose is just underneath there, and you've got a clamp. It's just a basic worm clamp. That's what you need the socket for. Now to do this, you want to go ahead and pull the fuse. And let's look at this fuse panel for just a second, because there's two different fuses on here. There's a fuel injection fuse and the fuel pump fuse. Do not pull the fuel injection fuse, because the fuel pump is still active. You'll pull the 20 amp fuse that sits in there for your fuel pump. You'll crank it. Mine didn't start back up afterwards. Some of them will then die. And then what you want to do is you want to let this thing sit, preferably at an angle for a few minutes, to allow the fuel to drain back to the tank. This is a return system, so any pressure that is built up from the fuel pump, when you disconnect the power to it and you crank it, it's going to release it back to the tank. However, you still want to put a drain pan underneath there, because when you pull that bottom hose off, you're going to get some fuel come out, and you don't want to get that all over the floor and everything. So just a little bit of warning there. Also, you want to do it in a well ventilated area. Of course, that's all I have here is well ventilated area, so we're good there. If you can do this outside somewhere, that's fine, because of course the vapors can catch on fire if there's a spark nearby. Some people go and pull the negative battery terminal, which is that one right there. I don't, for the simple fact that I know the fuel pump's disabled. The keys are nowhere near the car, and there's nothing nearby that can spark. So we'll go ahead and you'll pull the clip out of right here, and you'll pull that clip back, and then you'll do the same on the bottom. Now that's why you need the 90-degree pick for, is so you can reach that bottom clip. Now there are some people that will do this job and they will crawl underneath and get it. That's fine if you can reach it. I don't really do that. I just reach right down in here, pull it out, call it done. This job takes about 30 minutes. Make sure your lines are tight. You'll hear a click. Make sure that your clips go on straight, because they'll try to go crooked on you. So make sure your clips are straight. Put your fuel pump fuse back in. Cycle the key 2 times. Check for leaks. If you hear a pop, it's most likely the bottom line popping off, because that's the one that comes from the tank to the filter. The top line goes from the filter to the fuel injection system. It goes to the fuel rail. It actually, the connector for that sits right down there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it sits right there. That's for the fuel line, top line that goes from the filter then. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get this done. And then later today, we'll do another fuel filter. That's going to be another video, and it's going to be on the, let me say, 96 to 2010 Ford Ranger, because we've got to change that one too. So we'll see you back here in a little bit.